All right, all right, all right. It's the Kingpen Crux show. We are now live. We got some topics to talk about: the hip hop news and entertainment. Last week was beautiful, but this week we're gonna definitely get off into the subject matters that we wanted to talk about previously. So, without further ado, my name is Kingpen. We spell like KINGPN. Mr. Crime, I pin right nice. If you know a girl want to get wet, got a cup of water. Yes, a half a bottle of water. One that I done drank out of and everything. I ain't gonna hold you. How you feeling, Crux? Introduce yourself.
What's going on, good people, man? It's your boy Crux, the problem, the turn point. And this is the Kingpen Crux show. We here live every Saturday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Side Radio. You already know what it is. Hey, man, make sure, man, tap in with us. Hit the like, hit the share, hit the subscribe, and keep us, you know what I'm saying, and keep us in your thoughts and your prayers, man.
And let that phone go ahead and notify you when we online.
Absolutely, man.
Oh yeah, that's what the like, share, and subscribe is about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and turn on them phone notifications. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, but without further ado, we got to do this. You know what I'm saying? Always, you feel me? It's the disclaimer act. Yeah, allowances are made. Fair use. Criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research, and that's what we do. All right, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It can't be something it's not.
Absolutely, man.
You know what I'm saying? It cannot be something it's not right now. So yeah, that's what we on right here. And without further ado, let's get off into some of this hip hop news and entertainment. You know. So I must do this though, to be very honest with you. Breaking news. Yeah, you know what time it is. We're gonna talk about Sean Diddy Combs, and he rejects the plea deal. Let's run with this footage, and when we come back, it's on and popping. We're gonna let y'all know what time it is.
Major developments tonight involving the case against Sean Diddy Combs, what he decided in court today, and what this now means, the move coming just 4 days before his trial is set to begin. Here's Aaron Katursky.
Tonight, Sean Combs makes it official. He's rejecting the government's offer to plead guilty and spare himself the possibility of a prolonged term in prison. When asked if he turned down the offer, Combs answered, "Yes, I do, Your Honor," as he stood in a baggy beige jail uniform. Terms were not disclosed, but prosecutors did say a plea could result in a shorter sentence for Combs than if he's convicted. The decision guarantees Combs will face trial beginning just 4 days from now that will test whether one of music's most prolific figures used his power, wealth, and fame to sexually exploit both women and men for decades. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution charges that accused him of coercing alleged victims into prolonged, drug-fueled sexual activity that he called freak-offs and threatening them into silence. At trial, Combs will ditch the jail garb and wear ordinary clothes, as his lawyers argue the evidence shows consenting adults being intimate in their own way.
Jury selection begins Monday. David, prospective jurors have already started answering written questions. If Combs is convicted, he faces what could amount to a life sentence. David?
Aaron Katursky was following this case for us. Aaron, thank you.
All right, so we back. Hey, brother, what says you though? I'd like to really know. What you think about this so far, and your opinion based off what you heard from the news? Like we just played.
Well, first and foremost, man, bro, as it relates to Diddy and him saying that, man, he don't want to take a plea deal, he want to go to trial. I don't blame him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you feel as though you are innocent of the crimes that they are accusing you of.
Right.
Man, fight it out. We seen what happened with Bill Cosby, right?
Man, he kept fighting.
He kept fighting. And you know, if you do concede to those crimes for a lesser charge, what would be the sentencing? You still looking at racketeering charges.
Yeah.
I mean, you still looking at, ultimately,
sex trafficking.
yeah. I mean, what kind of deal can you be offering this man for him to say that he did something that he feel he innocent?
It ain't house arrest, but
it ain't house arrest.
All right.
So his position and what he's faced with,
yeah,
go on, fight it out, bro. Prove your innocence. You know what I'm saying? If you can. And I think that when we saw the tape of Cassie getting beat up,
oh man,
that kind of tainted the jury pool.
And guess what? Yes, it's very tainted because he's a public figure, and it has been played out in the court of public opinion.
Absolutely.
Before they even got the trial. You know what I'm saying? So also I was thinking like, hold on, how in the world, right, can you pay somebody 30 mil and she's still finna come to court and speak about it? Huh?
30
That's
mil.
crazy.
He done gave this lady 30 mil.
But what I hear is that since it's a federal case, that shit goes out the window.
That's insane,
that's what I heard.
That's the same.
Now, am I wrong? I don't know. I know you. Yeah, I know you stay abreast on some of these things. You know what I'm saying? As far as the law goes, so it's like, yo, how, Sway? Somebody tell me how.
Yeah, because if you ask me my personal opinion, I would think if you settle out of court for an undisclosed amount of dollars, whatever the case may be, then that go your retribution, they go your payment. You know what I'm saying?
So if you sign it's like, yes, you are absolutely correct. So it's like, dude, so if you sign an NDA, since it's a fair case, does the NDA go out the window?
Right.
I mean,
all
gloves are off. If we're the feds, we do what we want.
Yeah, these NDAs don't amount to nothing when it comes to federal cases. That's what we're finding out. People can sit up here and, hey man, you got to sign this piece of paper,
right?
But if that probably only applies to their whatever state they're in. But if the feds want to get involved,
it don't matter what state
is non-exempt. So in the case of P. Diddy and Cassie, they had an ongoing relationship for several years. So we can't lose track of that.
Right.
Like even after that particular situation that we saw, which was very, I thought was distasteful. I thought it was heinous, to see. But at the end of the day, she stayed with that man after that. And we know in our personal lives, couples go through things. They have fights. They go through all type of situations. Exactly. So when you look at that and you think about it, how the media had tried to paint him in that particular situation, how can he have a fair trial if that's going to be a witness on his case? And we know the situation. So I just think that, P. Diddy, I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty. But I do support the fact that he's willing to fight for his innocence in a court of law, proving that you innocent to proven guilty in America.
Right. That's what they say.
That's what they say. That's what it posted.
That's what they say. You know what I'm saying? But we living in a what would they call a no-win situation here in America.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I did, one thing about it, we are in a no-win situation in America, but we are in a win situation. So it depends on how you look at it, because we got our people in all branches of government in position. So if we find a way where we can mobilize each other, if we can holler at the people that's in position, the people that's multi-millionaires, that's congresswomen and congressmen, that's mayors, that's senators. We got a lot of black mayors, we got a lot of black senators, governors. If we can get them on one accord with the people,
Immobilized a little bit.
yeah, and come up with what Tupac said. Tupac said we need our own political party.
Yeah.
So we come up with our own agenda and we give it to a politician like, hey, if you want the black vote, you gotta meet this criteria for our vote.
Exactly.
But I
And stand on it.
and stand on it. But you know what's scary these days? We had the power years ago, but right now you seen the situation in the previous election where 90% of black women voted for Kamala Harris, and we still lost. But Latino people came out in droves for Donald Trump, and he won. So, is the black vote even as valuable as it used to be? Are we being outnumbered at this point?
I think so. Like if you here in Chicago, right? In the city, I'm not even talking about the surrounding suburbs, right? But here in the city, if you look at the neighborhoods, because we are a segregated city, still,
Yeah.
right? You look at how many hoods are really super overpopulated by the Hispanics.
Right.
And then look at some of our neighborhoods right after this wave of immigrants, the Venezuelans. They all up and down our neighborhoods now too as well.
Yeah, they are, man. And you know what's really
Go to your
messed-
local grocery store like Jewels or something. They
Yeah,
in there shopping where it was mainly black people.
yeah.
Yeah.
And see, the thing that's with that is, you know, people want to say like, "Oh, we hating on them." Nah, them people coming over here and they soaking up the resources from the American citizens.
Yeah.
It's got so bad where they are not only,
Hey, blessed girl.
hey,
How you doing,
sis?
baby?
Hey, how you doing, sis?
Let's give her a round of applause.
Absolutely, man.
Yes.
That's my sis, man.
I'm telling you.
That's my heart right there. Blessed girl in the building. But yeah, we living in a situation right now where, you know, being in Chicago, you know, it is a sanctuary city. So with that being said, you can have a mayor like Brandon Johnson that welcomes illegal immigrants and prioritizes them over American citizens. What legislation has Brandon Johnson put in part for black people? But we don't know because it doesn't exist. But we can sit here and we can look at all the legislation that he has put in part for illegal immigration. Now he's a Democrat. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, Democratic Party historically has told to us it's supposed to be for the black people, but you're a representation of something that is detrimental to black people. Now I'm not saying
We started off as Republicans now, didn't
we did. You know what I'm saying? We did. I mean, Malcolm X was a Republican.
we? Come on,
Martin Luther King was a Republican.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but at some point, what was the shit?
Exactly. I think it was like the whole civil rights movement was the shit.
Yeah.
And we wanted inclusion so bad that I think it helped to crush all of our Black Wall Streets, all of our attempts to be independent was sabotaged by inclusion.
Oh, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? We went from wanting to like stand on our own, have our own, to wanting to be included with somebody that does not want you included.
Lyndon B. Johnson came out and said,
Oh, voices for the voiceless.
hey,
In the building.
Lyndon B. Johnson came out and said, man, I had these N-words voting Democratic for the next 60 years.
You know what? A
200 years.
couple of weeks ago, you mentioned that, and I pulled up some video footage. I don't know if you caught that of him, a phone conversation that was recorded with him actually saying what you're saying and calling us niggas,
Yeah.
not Negroes. No, he didn't say he said
Yeah, niggers.
the okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. See, he said the ER.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? But see, we got to look at what time frame that was, you know? And,
Yeah.
and the man didn't lie because that was like, I know in my personal experience, and maybe you could pull this up.
Mhm.
Stephen A. Smith did an interview with Officer Tatum. Now, Stephen A. Smith is an independent. To me, if you ask me, he leans more toward the Democratic side. Officer Tatum is more on the conservative side,
Okay.
on the Republican side. But these are both black brothers,
Mm-hmm.
and they were addressing what D.L. Hughley said. And D.L. Hughley is a straight up Democrat.
I mean, straight up and down Democrat, period.
Yeah, I did a reaction video to that interview, and it's very interesting because they had a very constructive conversation that was peaceful. People put their opinions, all the brothers put their opinions on the table, and they had a great conversation. And if you look at that, that's what we need right now. We need to have constructive conversation, despite the targeting, despite the name calling, none of that.
Yeah, because that causes confusion. No, it doesn't. That's just all type of confusion right there. Period.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
the smoke screen.
Even if we disagree,
We
long as we
agree
can
to
do
disagree.
it diplomatically, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? As long as we can agree to disagree diplomatically, and I think that Stephen A. Smith and Officer Tatum. Now, Officer Tatum coming from Fort Worth, Texas.
Okay.
A black man that has a background in being a police officer and a football player at the same time.
Sounds like
he's a very interesting guy.
Sounds like the mayor from New York.
Yeah, but he's a young guy. You know what I'm saying? He probably barely just touched 40. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's in the world of politics and leadership, that is very young.
Yeah, to be 40, and he has a connection with Donald Trump. So Stephen A. Smith, and he has a huge platform. He has like 3-4 million followers on YouTube. Officer Tatum does. Yeah. So
that's serious.
Yeah, so he has a huge following.
There's people listening to the guy.
Yeah, and Stephen A. Smith, man, he been begging to get on Stephen A. Smith platform. They had a great dialogue, man. I really suggest people to check that interview out.
Mm-hmm. I think it is worth hearing some of that dialogue, and I'm pretty sure somebody is very opinionated. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? So is there anything else you want to say about this topic that we on with Diddy? You know what I'm saying? We done.
Oh yeah. I won't get too far from the politics.
Yeah,
with Diddy, man. I think they trying to do Diddy like they did R. Kelly, man.
Mm-hmm.
They basically used R. Kelly case. See, R. Kelly got hit with a one-man RICO.
Right.
In New York. When have you ever heard of a one-man RICO criminal? Has one man been declared a criminal enterprise by himself?
How can it be a RICO if it's just one man with no help? Just him.
That don't make no sense
at all.
So what they did was they had to convict R. Kelly because they need to set a precedence so they can use R. Kelly as evidence, or they can use him as some type of, listen, we convicted him. This is case law for another one-man RICO. So they can't release R. Kelly until they convict P. Diddy.
So it's like the Willie Lynch thing. Let's beat, tar, and feather the strongest among you. So now you know not to ever cross this line.
Now you know, no matter how
powerful
you get, whatever, we can still target you. And if you don't have the resources
to fight,
see, they tried to do the same thing to Donald Trump, and he a white man.
Yeah,
but his paper long enough to fight them off.
Yeah,
so they came up, they manufactured so many different cases against Donald Trump. And I'm just being real. Whether you don't like Donald Trump or you do like him, we got to be real about 34 counts against this man, and he still became the president. It ain't because he white. It's because it was BS. Because you can't get in the office, the highest court of the land, just, if that was any merit to those cases was true, he wouldn't been able to be the president.
Hey, Obama was like, hey, if it was, listen to this, if it was me, I'd be under the jail.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. We know racism, white supremacy exists. We know that it in America is sown, racism is sown into the social fabric of this nation.
Yes.
And as black men, and I know you would agree because you're a fellow black man in America, racism is just something that we knew early on we had to deal with.
I ain't black, I'm Mexinese.
But
just jokes, y'all, just jokes.
What I appreciate about brothers like Officer Tatum is he's saying, we know this exists, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse for my people. I'm going to hold my people accountable because no matter where you go in the world, it's going to be an obstacle. And right now in 2025, at what point are we going to go ahead and say, all right, we know the banana in the tailpipe is right there.
Hey. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. In the words of Eddie Murphy. Go ahead.
Right.
Beverly Hills Cop. There you
go. If we know the trap is set, why fall for it? And if we do fall for it, it's our fault. Like I made mistakes in my youth that I didn't have to do. Yeah. If I made better decisions, I wouldn't have had those situations occur.
Correct.
It's all about being proactive instead of reactionary. And I think if we install that in the youth, like we doing with our children, we know because we grew up in an era where we made mistakes. And now we're raising our children to avoid all of that. So if our children follow what the instructions that we're giving them, they won't have to experience
so they can go further than us.
Yes, man. Let's clap that up.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's clap that
so
up,
they
man.
can go further than us than we ever did or ever could imagine. So shout out to my son. He has a 3.0 at ISU. This is not a game.
Man, shout out to young Kingpen Jr. Man.
And your son.
Hey, man, shout out. My son just
with them grades looking like.
Man, my son is doing excellent. And
you had to come off that paper.
I had to go on here, man. He done went through. He done ran through my little money, man. But that's what. Hey, we got to reward great behavior.
I think
if you're doing what you're doing the right thing. I'm always gonna reward you for doing the right thing, even if it take my last dollar. Because I want you to know that this is what's gonna make you successful. When I'm not here no more, you know, if you do the right thing, you will be rewarded. You will be rewarded.
Okay. So so on the real, yo, that was just our first topic right there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Diddy for I don't know if what he did is true or not, but shout out to him for wanting to fight back. You know what I'm saying? That's speaking volumes about he really believed, because he's facing life, to be honest. Man, so to go ahead and fight this is man. Okay.
I'm praying for the brother, man, because at the end of the day, man, when you look at Diddy's situation, he ain't do all that by himself. If he did anything, allegedly, let me say that. If he did anything, he ain't do it by himself.
Allegedly.
They want to say he's a criminal enterprise by himself. Now, under the law, we got due process.
You shouldn't be sent to jail for being a freaky nigga, man. I ain't gonna hold you. So what we gonna do is we gonna go off into some music. Yo, for real. And we'll be right back. Hey, yo, this is T Black, who we just had on the show, and the name of the song is called Streets. And shout out to my man Jesse Parks. Let's go.
Hello? Yeah. Shit do change. For sure. About to pull up to the block
Niggas ain't
right
the
now.
same. Everybody switching up,
81.
back doing they main
Yep.
niggas. I ain't from that shit. I never condone that shit where I'm from. I'm from Coast, motherfucker, across them tracks, 8200, big ol'.
I miss my dog, same nigga that'll ride for me. On coast, getting drunk with the Glock on me. Every night on them blocks, landing 5 for me. East side, cross them tracks till I die, homie. Lil' bro beat his case and they lied on him. Didn't think that a nigga would testify on him. I guess faces do change when they tell on you. When the knocks hit the trap and they bail on you. Same niggas from the trenches, yeah, from the mud. Took a vow to the streets and forever plugs. Loyalty over love, now they doing drugs. I grew up with them hitters that'll do a plug. Show no love to you rogues, niggas full of bugs. If I can't trust you, ain't no talking. Get them touched. Play the game like a pussy and you getting fucked. I'm from a place, if we want it, you gon' give it up. You ain't no jacking over here, them niggas jacking. You keep that ratchet in the field when you in traffic. Be about that action in the field, it get tragic. That's why I keep a pump like an asthmatic. Yo, now would you ride for your niggas, dog? Now would you slide for your niggas, dog? So many questions in my head, y'all. I can't let it go until I let it go. I miss Ghost. Game over, that's a sweep. Track Hawk, yeah, the Jeep. Made men don't speak. 100 shots you can keep. Spinning blues in my sleep. These jewels ain't cheap. Headhunters just eat. She been sucking for a week. I've been trapping out the sweet. With the forces on my feet. My wrist, 20 bands, and my taste is unique. FN for the vultures who be watching like it's sweet. Don't try me, end up in a lake over east. Everybody got switches like they came with a lease. Moving like the gods, I'm ordained like a priest. I just want the money, ain't no room for the weak. We came for the pie, ain't no room for a piece. I was raised in the trenches, but hard in the streets. Russell Square, baby, my soul in the east. I know what it's like to see your homie in the sheet. Never leave the crew without your pole in the streets. Ain't no over here, them niggas jacking. You keep that ratchet in the field when you in traffic. Be about that action in the field, it get tragic. That's why I keep a pump like an asthmatic. Yo, now would you ride for your niggas, dog? Now would you slide for your niggas, dog? So many questions in my head, y'all. I can't let it go until I let it all. Ain't no lacking over here, them niggas jacking. You keep that ratchet in the field when you in traffic. Be about that action in the field, it get tragic. That's why I keep a pump like an asthmatic. Yo, now would you ride for your niggas, dog? Now would you slide for your niggas, dog? So many questions in my head, y'all. I can't let it go until I let it all.
My dogs. See, I was raised by them real niggas. So we put the law down in the field, nigga.
I can't let it go until I let it all.
Yo, we back. Again, this is the Kingpen Crux show. And we having a funky good time up in here. That was T Black with Streets. You know what I'm saying? With some Jesse Parks production. If you watch the video, then you saw some notable faces that you might see in Chicago hip hop and abroad and around the suburbs. And also you've seen the one and only Jesse Parks. And we have both of them on the show.
Last weekend.
Oh my goodness.
Last week, man, we had the brother T Black and Jesse Parks for a live interview right here on the Kingpen Crux show. And it was amazing, man. You know what I'm saying? So
clap that up.
Shout out,
you know what I'm saying?
T Black and Jesse Parks. And actually, the reason why I got on All Right now is because I was just supporting the homie, you know what I'm saying, Jesse Parks, and R&B sensation right here, the net in Chicago.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? In Doug Lake. You know what I'm saying? They got a live band. It's still going on right now.
Did you see him?
I seen him.
Did he have the white on?
Yeah.
Now, did he have that lid though? You know what I'm saying? He good for the lids.
Nah, he ain't had the lid on. He ain't had the lid on.
No. See, if I'd have seen him, I'd have talked a little mess. Where the lid at, man?
Yeah, man. But you know, it was dope. You know, just to go downtown and kick it with, you know, a fellowship. Shout out to Blizz. He was on the ones.
Blizzy.
He had a real smooth.
Blizzy. Yes, sir.
Blizzy had a real smooth out on the ones and twos, playing the R&B groove, live band, the whole atmosphere.
Oh man.
You know, kind of reminded me of Cotton Club back in the day, man.
So, you know, We
And
love
we're gonna
that.
have Nanette.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Nanette right here on the Kingpen Crux show, May 10th.
Can you say easy work? Like really?
Easy work, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
So, I just wanted to go out there and show my support. That's how we gotta rock with each other, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we gotta support each other, support. I'm supposed to be going tonight, to go rock with Renegade, at the Joe's Bond Grill.
Yep.
He got Do or Die, B-Lo from Do or Die again.
Amazing. Because we were there.
Amazing.
We did that, right?
Yeah, last time he had B-Lo, man, we filmed it.
And you two
live.
guys took an amazing picture.
We did.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Shout out to B-Lo, man. They're like my long lost cousin.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real. For real.
So, it's all about staying in the mix, keeping moving, stay moving, stay grooving.
Yeah.
And man, as long as the Kingpen Crux show is here, man, we're gonna stay in the mix of everything in the city.
Yeah.
Of Chicago, man. As far as the certain generation and certain element, because listen, make no mistake, man. We've been doing this a long time, and I don't think a lot of new people know how long we've been doing this thing, man. Tell them how long we've been doing this.
We've been doing this since doing it, been doing it. Since been doing. That's how long we've been doing it. You know what I'm saying?
So at the end of the day, man, this is always it's a blessing to see that we still active and youthful as we are, man.
And it's a treat when players meet.
It's always a treat when players meet. Man.
Yes.
So with that being said, man, May 10th is going down. We're gonna have the Queen Nanette here, R&B. You know what I'm saying? Sensation right here in Chicago. And we're gonna set it up real nice for us.
Hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get off into a video, and when we come back, we got another subject for y'all. Don't worry about it. You sit right there and stay in tune. Let's go.
This that get back. This that get back. This that get back. This that get back. Get snatched. This that get back. 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 Hey, cake. Just like the earth, I follow the sun. Step to this light, you leaving well done. Battle my band, we coming with drums. Believe me, I would hate to take it to guns. Gotta stay smart, humans are dumb. Built a bakery where we get the crumbs. Killing our own while they settle, they come. Shifting them minds, get to that spot. Rip them apart, gifted with bars. Words is weapons, so you leaving with scars. No remorse when we fleeing them cars. No speed limit on the road to the stars. Fuck Hollywood, I'm talking about Mars. Disrespectful when I'm dealing them cards. You pussy, you fry, you snow in the sun. You niggas ain't hard. So all of my rides, I put that on God. Gas and matches about to cook up a bride. Heavily charred, feather than tar. Find your ass in your panties and bra. They'll be looking at, yeah. In your place you get parked, yeah. Back for blood and recharge, yeah. Readjusted them bars, yeah. Stay aside when it's dark, yeah. Won't stand a chance against odds, yeah. Determined and deadly. Murderous melodies, devilish heavenly. Piranha the pedigree, we gon' forever eat. Supremacy, legacy, something you'll never be. Out of my way, you better be. Crash through all obstacles ahead of me. Tell her prepare for the treachery. Really the messenger. Whole mess of heat, bake them like mom's favorite recipe. Ain't no question who the better be. Give me an A, then a letter B. K's the crown, we forever kings. This to get back. Nigga like me want everything in the wedding ring. On a level you niggas can never see or ever reach. On everything, plus on the G. At this point, you should be scared of me. Cause at this point, I am supreme. Nah, correction.
You already know what time it is. That was ABK with the Get Back. You know what I mean? So what we gonna do is you know what I'm saying? Because we got another show coming. Shout out to Joe M. Dollars and the Joe M. Dollars Effect. That's coming next. We got some more shit to talk about. Hold on. We back, man. Hey, look, it's time we get off into the Shannon Sharp thing.
Nah.
You ready?
Man, I had to take my hat off for that one.
Let's go.
To my family, friends, supporters, and colleagues, I want to speak to you directly and from the heart. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby, who has targeted Jay-Z. Tony Busby targets black men, and I believe he's going to release a 30-second clip of a sex tape that tries to make me look guilty and play into every stereotype you could possibly imagine. That video should actually be 10 minutes or so. Hey Tony, instead of releasing your edit, put the whole video out. I don't have it, or I would myself. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. The encounter in question took place during the day at her invitation, and now that appears to be a deliberate setup, coordinated by Gabby, also known as Carly on OnlyFans. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation and trying to take me down. My career is all about real talk and honesty. I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about. And I'm going to be out there telling you whatever I need to say, just like I always do. I love all you guys. Thanks.
Hey, yo, we back. And let me say something right now. Hey, yo, this is that shakedown. That shakedown. That shakedown. This is that shakedown.
Man.
His name, Tony Busby. Sounds like a ambulance chaser.
Tony Busby, man.
He sounds shady.
Same dude that just tried to shake Jay-Z down. He just tried to shake Jigga Man down. Jigga 86. He shook him. You know what I'm saying? And he fell off Jay-Z. So now he on Shannon Shot.
They better stop messing with Jay, man. You know what I'm saying? He's a real shady. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Allegedly, he's a very shady and cunning character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Jay-Z ain't no fool now. And you remember the note that Jay-Z left for them? Well, he left a nice little note on social media. He said, "Oh, you got the right." He said, "You got the right one."
Right. Yeah.
You got the right one. You know what I'm saying? And they eased off of him. But see, all of this is perpetuated.
And he put in a lawsuit on his ass.
He put a lawsuit on.
Let's go.
You ain't hear nothing else about Jay-Z. Now, I remember also Lawrence Fishburne. They tried to come at Lawrence Fishburne. They tried to come at Morgan Freeman.
Wow.
And they all did the same. They did the same play, and they fell back off them brothers. But see, this Tony Busby dude, you know, when people don't nip that type of dude in the bud, see, Tony Busby ain't no difference than Gloria Allred.
Okay.
Ambulance chasers. Ambulance chasers. Now, Shannon Sharp is the new target, right?
Has Tony Busby Buzz Blizzy has he won a case yet? I mean, goodness.
Man, I don't think
he's getting shot down.
I'm not too familiar.
Has he won anything?
I'm not too familiar with his catalog, but what I can say is that I've seen people that he tried to come at recently, and they all been black men. They all been prominent black men.
Exactly.
And that seems to be his target.
He going after the big fish.
Yeah. So now he coming at Shannon Sharp. Are you serious?
He ain't going at Tyrone Edge from the hood.
No. See, he's what they would call an ambulance chaser, bro.
Yes.
Ambulance chaser. Now, this situation with Shannon Sharp was at a health club, and he ran into a young lady that was 19 to 20 years old, and they started a relationship from that point when he hollered at her. Now, if she's 19, 20 years old, Shannon Sharp, like 50-some, almost 60 years old, you would say.
He's just supposed to hit and move on, not no prolonged activity.
And some people would say, you shouldn't even hit. You shouldn't even be talking to nobody.
A lot of people have said that, but in his defense, she is legal.
In his defense,
that's that.
She is
everything else
legal.
He should have left that alone.
Now,
like, oh no.
Whether you agree or disagree morally, we have to look at the law. By the letter of the law, he didn't commit a crime by having a relationship with somebody that was over the age of 18 and over. So with that being said, regardless of how kinky the sex was, don't matter how many recordings she got or they was sexually involved and he was choking her.
Unc on one.
He on one, but it's legal.
Yeah.
at the end of the day. So that was their business. But for her,
Hey, you seen like White Chicks?
right?
Terry Cruz's character in the football player. This shit is sharp.
But for her to go get Tony Busby, like
Yeah.
listen, you 20 years old, you not thinking clearly, you still a kid. And I do fault Shannon Sharp for being 56 years old, dealing with a 19-year-old.
You know what?
But not to the fact where he should be prosecuted. You should know better.
It's terrible.
It's not criminal,
But it's terrible.
She too. I mean, you caught yourself. You kind of put yourself in that situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say it like this. In the words of Pops, in the words of Mr. Witherspoon,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't no player. You ain't no player.
You ain't no player. All these bad 35, 40-year-old women out here.
Hey.
You wanted a younger woman, bro.
Hey, Monique said, hey, Unc, you better go get you somebody who's going to rub your
got
feet
a woman
and
right now
cook you a meal or something.
that's 36 years old that look like she's 26.
Mm-hmm.
Might as well just, if that's what you into.
I think he's off into, I'm going to pay for it and not be having none of these problems. But guess what? You got these problems.
You caught these problems. And see, and let's be clear, she didn't have to be younger to come up with these allegations.
Not at all.
She could have been his age and came up with these allegations. So,
Mr. Sharp, you're caught in the Matrix.
you are in the matrix.
You know what I'm saying?
Of your sexual desires.
You know what I'm saying?
But at the end of the day, it's not a crime, bro. I mean, and that's the thing for the young lady and Tony Busby. Buzzball. That's what I'm gonna call the buzzball. Buzzball.
Pause.
You know, they got the little drink buzzball.
Pause.
If y'all thought about this situation clearly, man, they can get as freaky as they want. This lady is of age.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If you thought anything nefarious or criminal happened, why would you go to a lawsuit instead of criminal court? Why go to civil court?
They went straight to civil.
Went straight to civil court.
Right.
That's ass backwards.
And then collected all type of evidence to be chopped up. Come on.
They know what crime wasn't committed.
Exactly.
Wasn't no crime. She got what she wanted. He got what he wanted. Fair exchange, no robbery.
That's what it's supposed to be. All right, we off on to another subject. Breaking news.
Updating breaking news just coming into our newsroom. 2 fugitives wanted by the FBI, including a longtime accused LA gang leader, now in custody tonight.
Let's get right to Mark Robles, who joins us now with new developments live in the newsroom. Mark?
Yeah, David and Ellen, good evening. We've been following this story throughout the day. Federal officers arrested more than a dozen members tied to the gang known as the Rollin' 60s Neighborhood Crips, though its leader was on the run. Well, within the last 20 minutes, the FBI announcing that man, Eugene Henley Jr., a.k.a. Big U, is now in custody. We have just learned new details that Henley turned himself in. Earlier, Air 7 was overhead as some of the alleged gang members were being processed at the FBI's LA field office. 19 were indicted. The FBI says Henley headed up the local Crips gang for decades. Investigators say that he painted himself as an entertainment executive who's been giving back to the community with various charities, but they say Henley is a violent criminal. A woman who knew him says that he has had a positive impact on the community.
He was incredible, whether it was a 7-year-old child or a 50-year-old former gang member coming out of incarceration. His ability to communicate and relate was excellent. If these charges are true, because they're still allegations, They are not a done deal. They're allegations. If they're true, then Eugene Henley was somebody who presented two faces to this world.
Charges in this gang bust range from racketeering to murder. A second fugitive the FBI was looking for was also apprehended. The FBI says Henley is from the Hyde Park area of South LA. If convicted, he would face a max sentence of life in federal prison. We are told that he should be in court tomorrow. Live in the newsroom, Mark Robles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. David, back to you.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Get more great ABC 7 content by clicking.
Hello, I'm Mark Brown. Face ass boy. Hey, look though. Hold on. Hey, so I would love your opinion fairly quickly because we're gonna close the show out on this subject. What says you about the one statement? Because I saw you light up right there. Of he maybe has, if this is true, has presented two faces, one that communicates with the community and can galvanize the people, or the gang leader that has terrorized everyone and made you check in and check your half your bag. What says you, Crux?
I got a lot of mixed feelings about this situation, man, because I feel like his case is a distraction at one in some respect, because
At best.
Yeah, I think like the timing of it is very awkward because Big U, whatever he's been doing, has been doing this for a very long time. And the check-in culture has been going on since I can remember.
Mr. Henley.
Yeah,
Ugh.
man, we got, I'm not gonna get into his innocence again because he has an ongoing case.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be respectful of that. But what I will say is this. I feel as though he has a certain target on his back that he has created from himself.
Yes.
And that I think is more so what the youth should get from this situation. Like, if you are or if you aren't, don't get on social media and act as if you are, because whatever you insinuate, you know what I'm saying, you got people that, this is recorded right now. What we're talking about can be looked at 20 years from now. So we have a responsibility.
Mr. Sir Miguel.
Conversations with Sir Miguel.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Good, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, man. Shout out to Sir Miguel, man. We know we definitely gotta, salute, our brothers that come through and our sisters, you know what I'm saying? So I want to clap it up for Sir Miguel for coming through. Don't clap it up for bro. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you. But yeah, the whole thing. And Sir Miguel, man. Matter of fact, Sir Miguel, if you you from California, if you want to call in and weigh in on this situation, hit my line, bro. You got my number, and I'll put you on speakerphone, and you can give me your, feedback on this.
Yes,
if you're able to call in before we get up out of here. This is our last subject. But my thing is this. I feel as though, coming from that culture, we have a situation where a line is crossed with the internet. We put too much on information on the internet. You got rappers that rap about alleged criminal activity. Now, when you talk about the check-in culture, whether Big U, now we got our opinion. Now, whether he was actually making or extorting people as the government are alleging, you had your own podcast called Check In. We all know what that means, right?
It's the shakedown.
I ain't saying that you was doing that because you got an open case. But when you have a case like that, now I don't. Okay, we got Sir Miguel calling in now. Sir Miguel, what's going on, bro? What's going on? I want to make sure I get you Hey, people in the chat, if y'all can hear Sir Miguel, let me know. I got him on speakerphone on the phone. But peace and blessings to you, brother. Let me know. Yeah, yes indeed, yes indeed. Hey, say what's up to Sir Miguel.
Yo, what the deal, man? What's going on, man? You already know. Beautiful to have you on the show.
Yes indeed. Hey man, we got Sir Miguel on the phone, man. We're gonna clap it up for Sir Miguel one
Yes,
time.
sir.
Our Cali brother, he's from California, and he can give us a good, viewpoint on how he feel about this whole situation with Big View. And shout out to the Road to 60 Crips and everybody, the Pyru, everybody, man, out in Cali. So, Sir Miguel, man, you being from California, how do you feel about this situation with Big U, bro?
His name just came across, many people speaking. I can't speak to it, but I'll say this much. With social media, it's no different than you having a three-way phone call. Let me give you an example. It's the same thing. The only difference is it's showing you more in real time. Let's say a situation came up and a girl overheard a conversation about something with her dude. Well, she gonna get her dude on the three-way, had her listen to the conversation, whom the dude she really messing with, but she's fishing for information. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you think about it with social media, it's another avenue to sort of say something, but you saying you're not saying nothing, but you actually are, but you're trying to talk in code. Now keep in mind, we already know that whether it's city, whether it's state, whether it's federal, they have people that code and decipher information, depending on what language you're speaking. Street code ain't really street code, because if it was, you wouldn't even be speaking it on the airwaves anyway. Street code is really cipher, where you know what each other are actually speaking when you're quiet. But if you're mouthing, you're supposed to be this OG or this dude from what 40, Harlem, neighborhood, 1908 trade, rolling 30s, or whatever the case may be. You're getting on these platforms because you want to make $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, whatever it is they paying you. Then at the end of the day, you should challenge them to not ask you certain questions. But if you want to be the so-called OG that's speaking, then you really telling anyway. But at the same time, let's be realistic. Snitching has always been part of the game. Whether it's on social media, whether it's a three-way call, whether it was on the VHS tape, or whether it's written, coded in a letter, whatever the case may be, whatever type you send, you telling something.
Hey, Schoolboy Q said, fuck that. Fuck that checking in shit. You're stupid.
Exactly.
Real talk.
It's so stupid to the point you say checking in. If it's coming from our culture, so to speak, then what does that say about us that's doing it and how other people are viewing us at the end of the day? I'm not saying all of us, but if you get on TV and say, oh, you got to check in, well, you just told on yourself, fool, because you part of the checking in process. You think nobody ain't gonna look at that?
Exactly.
Mind, man, these prosecutors or whatever it is, they look at everything, right? And at the end of the day, if we're supposed to be caring about our neighborhood, what the hell we got to worry about checking in on another dude for?
Shit is
that
crazy.
Makes money.
Yeah.
And doing his thing, right? So, just like was it here? I think it was in Oakland. It was this guy, that older man. I think his name was Don Juan or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he got robbed a while back, always, serving ice cream and stuff in the street. And he showed you the 3 dudes that got out and robbed him.
Mm.
So what the Bay Area did, I think it was up in Oakland, what they did was all the cars they got to get, all the dudes that be driving their nice little cars or whatever it is, cutlasses, whatever, they all got it lined up and they helped raise money. I think the dude passed away or something like that. But it just goes to show you, man, we don't even respect our elders who trying to make money because things they got tight or whatever the case may be.
How they gonna rob Big Worm, man? How they gonna rob Big Worm in the ice cream truck, man? That's fucked up.
But see, it just goes to show you the nature of where we are. People don't want to work for nothing.
Yeah.
People want to either rob, try to make it easy to do this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, whatever's going on with Big U or whomever,
Mm-hmm.
if you did something and you try to cover it up to your nonprofit, whatever the case may be, you gotta pay whatever it is that you did. If you didn't do it, okay, cool. But at the same time, you can't be using a nonprofit or your business to still do dirt.
As a cover.
If you're already making money, if you're already making money, whatever business you're in,
Mm-hmm.
leave the streets, leave the so-called street shit alone.
That was my whole thing, bro. Mm-hmm. At that point, you being greedy, bro. That's all.
Yeah.
So rob, steal, and kill. I'm wondering why. It's a dirty game. Is any man worthy of fame? Must success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we all see who the prophet is. That's Nas right there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, but I want Sir Miguel to finish out his thought, because we got to make way for Joe and Dollars Effect. His show coming, we over our time, and maybe we could continue this conversation on his show. You could probably call in on his show, or we could further this conversation on the Joe and Dollars Effect where he coming next. But I want you to finish your thought, because this is good. I mean, I really appreciate you calling in, weighing in on this subject.
And I'll say this last little piece. At the end of the day, if we gonna do right by our people, we gonna have to get rid of the people that's doing wrong by our people.
Mm-hmm.
Wrong is wrong.
Wrong is wrong.
Wrong is wrong. Right is right. But if you're doing shit that you're supposed to be doing good for the people and you're trying to cover it up with doing your dirt, that's a no, man, because you're not really helping the
Then
people.
they gotta go too.
You still trying to do a double whammy on the people as though you're the person that's being righteous for the community.
The double juggle right there.
Harming and killing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't feel sorry for you. But again, if you ain't doing it, okay, cool. But at the end of the day, if you're supposed to be an OG or whatever the case you want to call it, or if you turned your life around, then you need to keep that shit off the internet, because at the end of the day, these folks is watching. And you wonder why they're using RICOs, because it's designed to go back years upon years, because there is no limitation when it comes to the federal government.
You was listening to the show, huh? Yeah.
He said that.
Yeah. Saluting.
You know
Yeah, man.
what I'm saying? If you ain't learned it by now, shame on you.
Hey.
But if you get caught up, don't expect me to speak on your behalf, because I ain't, because you're dumb as hell, because they're always watching.
Hey, they'll make our platform, but it ain't gonna be favorable.
Hey man, I want to thank you, brother Sir Miguel, for calling in and giving us that West Coast Cali, perspective. If you stay tuned, we're gonna be here for the next show, and we probably, I can't say what Joe and Dollars. I think we could continue this conversation, and I'd like to continue it with you. But I appreciate you calling in, bro.
We most definitely.
Okay, there go Joe and Dolly. Say we definitely can continue, because I think we got so much to talk about.
It's going down,
and just just not just on a geographical level, just on the man level, on how these older cats are exploiting the youth. It allegedly, if
Allegedly.
that's the case. Allegedly, if that's the case.
Well, look at what's my brother's name? Finesse two times.
I would say, bro.
Finesse two times.
Finesse two times. Yeah.
Perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that situation, and look now he has to turn himself into the federal authority. That little boy, you thought he was done, but he wasn't. Now, and if that's the situation he's caught up in with that little boy and that whole using him for whatever, then that shows you as a man you wouldn't be responsible because that's a child. Ain't no way you should be filming a child shooting dice wrong.
Yeah. I remember that situation, man. And to have that child, he was only like 12 years old, and they had him in a situation making, him like he was a grown man. But yeah, man. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, man. We appreciate Sir Miguel for calling in. We're gonna continue the conversation on the Joe M. Dollars effect. Joe M. Dollars just go ahead and confirm that. But yeah, bro.
So stay on the line, sir.
You can stay on the line, or you can call back. And well, matter of fact, I'm gonna call you back once we get set up, and we can continue this conversation, bro. Oh, okay, appreciate it. I'll be right back.
Because with my show, we're gonna have to build it up. Ain't nobody gonna know.
Yeah, man. So what we need to do, if you got the link, we're gonna drop the link in the chat, man. That was Sir. Let's give it up for Sir Miguel for calling.
Yes, sir.
And weighing in on the conversation.
Now, everybody that's in the chat right now, that's listening right now, please go over to the official Shy Radio.
Yeah, Shy Radio.
All right. So we gonna share that with y'all. The YouTube page, the official Shy Radio live page.
Yeah, we're gonna continue this conversation over there. Because see, this is something we need to talk about.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And we're gonna get off into some of them subjects.
Yeah.
That we had loaded up. This is one of them shows. We don't have a guest, we have each other.
Absolutely.
Hey, our shit's dope.
We're happy and we're singing and we're colored.
Hey man, this is the Kingpen Crux Show, Shot Radio. Hey man, stay tuned for the Joe M. Dollars effect.
Yes, sir.
You already here, man. We got our Cali brother calling in from you gonna call in on Joe M. Dollars, and we gonna chop it up some more, man. So y'all already know what it is, man.
Yes. Thank you guys for tuning in. And also like to say we've changed our what do you call it? What do you call that shit, y'all? The Cash App. All right. So we've changed our Cash App. It's now $ Shy Radio Live. And we'll be in coming shows, we'll be displaying that and letting you guys know where you can make your donations so we can keep this thing up and running and going. And your donations are very appreciated. So again, you can see it is right there up on the screen. $ Shy Radio Live. Okay? Spell it just like it sounds. All right, y'all. We up out of here. Up next is the Joe M. Dollars effect.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And from when I hear, Joe M. Dollars stands for Joe Making Dollars. Please understand it.
It's a rebrand.
Yes, cousin. I did not forget, sir. We don't want to be making the same mistakes around here at Shy Radio. All right. Up next, as those go, let us come drink. Go in peace and let the God of peace go with thee. Joe M. Dollars effect is up next. Let's go.